Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, non-binaries of all ages, welcome to How to Make a Literal Cat in Your Favorite RPG. I am one of your hosts. My name is Joel.
I am the other one of your hosts. My name is Avalon.
Avalon, it is so good to have you here today on How to How to Make a Literal Cat in Your Favorite RPG.
Yeah. It's a good time. I'm sorry. What was that first thing you were saying?
How to make a literal cat in your favorite RPG.
Okay. Yeah, I thought you were gonna say something different, but we can move past that.
Good.
Sure, the listeners won't know.
Won't know what?
Nothing. It's fine.
Okay, if you say so.
But yeah, it's good to be back. I'm so excited, as always, to check out new games. And I know of the game we're checking out, but you told me there's something special about this game, and I'm dying to know what it is.
Alright, so, yeah, this game is called Magonomia, the RPG of Renaissance wizardry.
Already sounds dope.
Yep. So I actually saw the head creator of this do, a little conference about the game at Gen Con. Right after that happened, he launched a Kickstarter. The Kickstarter got canceled. I don't remember exactly why. And then nothing happened. There was no news for a while. So I assumed the game had been canceled and had been trying, really since this podcast began, to figure out a way we could use the Quick Start rules to do an episode about it. But I just, on a whim, earlier this week, went back and checked it. And the game was done. There was a completed version of the game. It may have been up on Drive-Thru RPG for, I don't actually know how long. But, yeah, here we are.
Isn't it funny how things just work out?
Yeah. So, about what Avalon was saying a minute ago, we have an audience request to make an Alchemist this episode.
Let's go. This is my bread and butter and all of the ingredients I throw into my cauldron.
You make potions using bread and butter?
I mean, what is stew if not a delicious potion? Let's be real.
You put bread in your stew?
Well, after it's done, yeah, you get a little dunkaroo in there.
Okay,
Let it soak up some of the soup bits.
Speaking of delicious bread, I made some bread that is pretty interesting, if I do say so myself.
Now, how can bread be interesting?
Okay, you know the kind of bread that you get at Subway that they put your sandwiches on at Subway?
Yeah, Italian herbs and cheese, the best kind.
Yeah, I know, but the sandwich roll.
Yeah.
That style of kind of a French or Italian loaf.
Yeah.
So I've been learning to make those, and I made one. They came out real ugly because I messed everything up on the way, but they taste sort of like King's Hawaiian rolls.
Ooh, nice.
Yeah.
Now see, King's Hawaiian is a good bread to have with a soup. I won't lie.
Yep. So about this game, kind of the idea is, like I said, it's the RPG of Renaissance wizardry. It is set in medieval to Renaissance Europe, mostly Renaissance, obviously. And you are playing as the kinds of wizards you would find in Renaissance-era Europe, with one special exception, and that is that their magic is real.
Yeah, none of that phony baloney stuff.
We're not doing science here, we're doing real deal magic.
What is science if not real magic?
You know, he's got a point. Also, the classes of magic that we use are called the sciences in this book. So,
Nice. You know, to be fair, I didn't know that they had scientists in the Renaissance era. I thought the Renaissance was mostly about art and...
Oh, dude. You never heard of Galileo?
Was he considered a... Oh, well, I mean, yeah, he was a scientist, but I guess I forgot that he was Renaissance period.
Renaissance-ish, I think. When did the Renaissance happen again?
Before my time.
Yeah, a little before mine, too.
Let's see. Oh, Nick, yeah.
Yeah, no, 15th
Galileo?
and 16th century, he would have been, as was, Man, you got a whole list of them there. There's a lot of them.
Oh yeah, there's a ton. We got Nicholas Copernicus, heard of that guy. Leonardo da Vinci, obviously on top. He was the best to do it ever. We got Galileo. And then
I see Johann Kepler on there. That's got to thank that guy for the telescope, I think. Right? That's the telescope guy, right?
I think so. He looks familiar. He made discoveries that led to 3 basic laws of governing the motion of planets. So it would make sense if he did the telescope stuff.
I think I've got the wrong guy, actually. But
oh my gosh, wait,
maybe
Descartes
not.
was here too. Rene Descartes.
Huh.
There's also a guy
That's
here
the guy
named...
they put before the horse, right?
Yes, it is. Now, this guy, his name is Francis Bacon. What do you think his degree of Kevin Bacon is?
Oh, dude. Man, I've forgotten the last time I even heard about the Bacon number. It's gotta be up there.
My guess is probably like a 3.
You think Kevin Bacon direct descendant of this guy?
Yeah, probably.
Huh.
I mean, they got the same last name. That's how it works, right?
Sometimes.
All right, enough about scientists.
You know, I actually have a Bacon number.
Oh, you do? What's your Bacon number?
It's like 3.
Really?
At least it was. The YouTube account that I was in a YouTube video, someone's video blog, alongside a guy who starred in a movie with someone who starred in a movie with Kevin Bacon.
That's incredible.
Like, you could see me in the background of this YouTube video. But the channel that made it got hacked, and I think they deleted everything, so...
So your Bacon number got pushed back up.
Yeah, my Bacon number has been wrecked. It's probably not 3 anymore.
Yeah, I don't even know where to begin with mine.
Well, if mine was still accurate, yours would be 4.
That's fair. Yeah.
And anyway, enough about degrees of separation from actor Kevin Bacon.
You think we can get him on the podcast?
I don't know. I think we'd have easier luck getting Chris Pine on the podcast.
Oh, I would absolutely do a podcast with Chris Pine. Like an episode, you know?
Oh, me too. Get him on for Star Trek Adventures or something.
Heck yeah.
He was in a Star Trek movie, wasn't he?
I think so.
I'm thinking of the right guy.
He was in the D&D movie, so he knows about TTRPGs.
Yeah, he was in the 2009 Star Trek film.
Oh, nice.
Anyway. That probably not gonna happen. We're probably gonna get to the Star Trek RPG long before that.
It's alright, I'll pull some strings.
Yeah. Or we could specifically save it just for him.
You know, I think he'd be honored to do that, you know, if we saved that for him. Even more of a reason for him to be on the pod. Okay, anyway. For real. Let's get back on track now.
Yeah, for real.
We've got one last bit of show stuff to go over before we dive into Magonomia.
Yep, we have to do the show's rules, the cat creation rules and regulations, even.
Mm-hmm.
Rule number 1, we accept no cop-outs. We're making a cat, the exact animal that comes to mind when I say the word. No anthropomorphic races, no people turned into cats, no lions, tigers, or any other cop-outs you could imagine.
Number 2 is we cannot use homebrew/house rules. They don't exist. So if a rule book does not explicitly allow something to happen, we count it as a rule broken. And rules is written versus rules is intended, we go with whichever one of those tells us no.
Yep. Rule number 3, if the game includes stats for a literal cat, which I do not believe this one does, those must be used or adapted to the game's character sheet.
Rule number 4 is the character, class, background, playbook, job, what have you, must exist in the game's core rules or as part of an official expansion. Again, we cannot use homebrew, and we are just looking at the game's core rulebook today, so no expansion.
No, I don't know that there are expansions. There are supplements. There's like pre-made characters, there's pre-made adventures, but no expansions.
Gotcha.
To my knowledge. I actually have one called Curse of the One-Eyed Witch.
Ooh.
Might have to run it sometime.
That sounds fun.
Now that I got a character. Let's see. The cat can learn any skill available to its class, even if it's not something a cat could normally be trained to do. I don't know how many cat alchemists you know in real life, But I don't even think they made cats into alchemists in that one anime.
Full Metal Alchemist?
Yeah, that's the one.
I don't think they could do alchemy. Now, my cats obviously are trained in alchemy, so I do know too.
Okay, cool.
Rule number 6 is, if a tool would be physically impossible for a literal cat to use, even if comically downsized for them, they cannot use this.
It's gonna make that cauldron a little difficult to, Cat's gonna have to find another way to stir the pot.
Yeah. You know, that I was thinking about that. You know, I was also thinking about, like, the different weights and measures, you know, the Erlenmeyer flasks, the other ones, the graduated cylinders.
I think we can safely say this cat operates by knocking things into other things. But we'll see. We'll see.
Yeah. We'll cross that bridge when we get to it.
Yep. Final rule, from me at least. I guess there's one more. If a character sheet has a section that is meant to be filled out in collaboration with the whole table, we leave that blank so potential players can make it fit the group they're playing with. Because, like, you are definitely taking this to your game master the next time he runs Magonomia, right?
Oh, absolutely. The listener is.
That's what I thought.
I am too.
Yep. Next time your game master runs this.
And finally, rule number 8, we have to keep track of every rule that we break, which is so many rules.
Probably gonna be a few this game, considering I don't think that they had cat alchemists in medieval Europe, or Renaissance Europe, for that matter.
Yeah, probably not.
Plenty of cats got co-credits on scientific papers, but...
That's true. So there are cat scientists out there.
Yeah. So, we are on to the character creation step of character creation.
This is my favorite part.
So, this gives us like 3 options to decide between in order to make our character. I mean, your character is going to be a wizard, but what kind of wizard do you want to play? A daring adventurer, a contemplative scholar, a fast-talking peddler? Or do you want to mix it up and play a contemplative adventurer and a fast-talking scholar? My least favorite kind of professor.
Hated those guys in college.
So they give us 3 options here. Choose your science first if one of the options stands out to you, or if you want to think strategically about your character's strengths and weaknesses. This is what we're doing because the literal first option on the sciences list is alchemy. So there's that. But the other 2 options are, choose your high concept first if you're inspired with a concept of what character you want to play. Also could go this route, considering our high concept is literal cats.
Mm-hmm.
And the third one is choose your archetype first if you want help generating ideas. I think we're good on that front.
Yeah, we got some ideas that were generated by somebody else, but you know.
Yeah. Idea was provided for us.
Right. Well, so we know what we're starting with. We're starting with science.
Yep.
So...
Alchemy, the practice of mystical refinement, awakening hidden magical properties in things and people. An alchemist has versatile, short-range spells and can bestow magical powers on others.
That's true.
Kind of sounds like this is much more in the vein of, like, Full Metal Alchemist type alchemy to begin with.
Yeah.
I guess we'll see.
Also, an alchemist can bestow magical powers on others. That's what I call giving a pep talk to my friends.
That's right, because Avalon is also an alchemist.
Exactly. All right.
No relation.
No relation.
So just note, 1 science for each player character. That means that if someone's playing this cat, no one else can be an alchemist.
Ooh.
So we do next our high concept, I think. You got the character sheet, right?
Yes. I have it pulled up.
All right.
There is not a slot here for science.
Really?
Yeah, surprisingly.
Huh.
Maybe it just expects you to know that. Oh, never mind. Here it is.
Oh.
Okay. It was on the second page. Good. Classic.
Gotcha. Yeah, love it when they do that to you.
Yeah. You said next is high concept?
Yeah, next up we do our high concept, which is on page 25. The description starts on page 25 in the book, or page 30 in the PDF.
Okay.
You want to read this one?
Yeah. Your high concept is an aspect that sums up what your character is about. An aspect is a statement of some significant fact about a character, place, or thing in the game. Aspects can be used both to help your character succeed and to create complications and dramatic reversals for them. Your high concept defines your character's main attribute, the dominant thing they do. It tells the game master and the other players what kind of character you want to play and what kind of stories you want to tell. You'll want your high concept to be a double-edged, allowing you to use it to provide either benefits or complications in different situations. Your high concept is your character's most important aspect. Make it as colorful and multifaceted as you can. It can be a role such as Conjurer of Spirits, or a combination as an adjective and a role such as Vengeful Conjurer of Spirits. You can put together two roles that on their face don't seem to go together, such as Wizard Spy. So it looks like we have a lot of options here.
Yeah. John Dee's failed apprentice.
John Dee's failed. Oh yeah, these are some sample high concepts.
Yeah.
16th century magical gumshoe. Love that. Wizard for Hire. Now that is a sitcom that I would watch. Like a fantasy sitcom.
Yeah. Set that in the same universe as the Sabrina sitcom.
Yeah.
I feel like ours has got to be something like, I don't know. I'm thinking they'd be a little reclusive. What thoughts do you have about, like, if it was you?
If it was me?
Or, like, if you had any thoughts about, yeah. You know what I mean.
Yeah. I don't know. Maybe, like, I'm thinking, like, experimental, or, like, a poor experimental alchemist. Like, this cat makes potions, but, I mean, it doesn't, have proper protective equipment. So they just kind of...
Well, alchemy in this game's terms is much more along the lines of transmutation.
Oh, right.
So, like, the process of reducing one material to its core elements, or pulling, like, gold from lead, or something like that.
Right.
So I think we could say, like, a reclusive innovator, or, like...
I like reclusive innovator.
Is there anything else we should throw on there? Because, like, we've got innovator of what exactly?
I'm trying to think of what a cat would transmute. I'm going into this assuming the cat knows that it has this power and can use it according to the class.
Yeah,
That's
probably studied.
Yep. Man, I am just having a bad brain day. Ooh, what if this cat is like this genius inventor, reclusive, but dang it, I had it and then I lost it. I was gonna say only invents like mildly helpful things, or like is not as precise in their transmutations. What's the word I'm looking for? Like the blowback, like when something blows up in your face.
I don't know what he means either.
Dang it.
Reclusive avant-garde innovator? No, that's not what you mean. One moment. Is it? Avant-garde. New and unusual or experimental idea. Okay, maybe we say avant-garde recluse?
Yeah, I think that works.
Okay.
Sorry, I'm just really struggling with a high concept.
I got you. I think we got there.
Yeah. How do you spell
Just kind of plays fast and loose with it.
Yeah, well, we can make adjustments if we need to.
No, I mean, like, the cat is playing fast and loose with the rules of alchemy.
Oh, yeah. I mean, hey, yeah, that works. This cat obviously is trained, but probably doesn't care too much for the rules of human nature. So they're probably just out there.
I did put a spelling of avant-garde in the chat, by the way.
Thank you. Appreciate that. Okay. So we have an avant-garde recluse.
Yep. It's probably not always a good thing when it comes to actual magic.
No.
But hey.
But that's what I like about magic sometimes. You never, if you have a person that does magic really well 100% of the time, you're never going to keep them guessing. They're going to be very predictable.
Yeah. We don't really need the archetype, necessarily. Well, I guess let's make sure we aren't required to have one. An archetype is an optional aid to character creation for players who want some guidance in navigating the many choices in making a wizard. It sounds like it's optional.
Yeah. I think we'll be fine without one.
Yeah.
Yeah, it says archetypes. Think of archetypes as templates for building a character.
Yeah, there's more on that in the next chapter, I guess.
Mm.
I don't think we necessarily need to worry about that. We're on to our second step then, which is trouble. Each character has a trouble, something that is a weakness or complicates their life. Characters without weaknesses are boring and one-dimensional. Your trouble can be a personal motivation, such as I'd sell my mother for books, or a problematic relationship, such as Sir Francis Walsingham has dirt on me. That's, by the way, Queen Elizabeth's spymaster from 1573 to 1590.
Dang.
So I think for us, an easy one would be the language barrier.
Yes. So what could we put for trouble? Poor communicator?
I think maybe just like the cat to human language barrier.
Gotcha.
Or interspecies language barrier.
That works. Now, to be fair, this cat has studied, so like they know. So maybe the cat understands people, but they can't understand the cat.
Yeah, I think it's quite possible this cat can read. At the very least, it can read. It might understand human speech. Most cats seem to understand, at the very least, people's names, their own name, others' names.
Mm-hmm.
They memorize these things. They're social creatures. So maybe they could understand some other words too. But in terms of speaking back, their bodies are very limited in capacity.
Yeah, they don't have the vocal cords for that.
Yeah, they do try.
They really do. I've seen so many videos of cats being like saying hello and stuff like that. Like, and it sounds like a human, just with a really high-pitched voice.
Mm-hmm. Yep. Cats do try and mimic your behavior, and they like it when you try and mimic theirs, to some degree.
Yeah.
They consider it being social.
You know what they say? Mimicry is the best form of flattery, right? Or imitation.
They say one of those things.
So cats just really are just really flattering, you know?
Yeah. Alright, so, third step is additional aspects. Each character is allowed 3 other permanent aspects in addition to their high concept and trouble. Certain spells can also grant aspects either temporarily or permanently, in addition to your normal allowance. This is a Fate game, by the way, in case that wasn't already obvious and I didn't already say it. So, like, if you remember Peter the Kaiju Reader or Beth the Monster Hunter from iHunt, this will be in line with that kind of character creation.
Yes. So, pretty simple, but in-depth within the system, or within the book that it's in.
Mm-hmm. So, anyway, the aspects, they help to further define your character and can be anything within reason. Chapter 7 has a lot of advice for designing good aspects. We might have to visit that. We'll see.
Yeah.
Note that if you're playing a character from a less privileged demographic, that identity may be an important part of their character, but isn't necessarily a good choice for an aspect. Aspects make the attributes stand out. Discuss with your game master and fellow players how you want your character's identity to stand out before you commit to writing an aspect about it. So, like, I think we can think of a lot of ways for an avant-garde alchemist to stand out. Especially since they are literally a cat.
Yeah.
This is like, these are super duper open-ended. So, like, we can literally just kind of come up with anything, is the thing.
Nice.
If you want to skip to chapter 7, then we could also do that.
Let's try to think of a couple.
Okay.
We know this cat is well studied.
Mm-hmm.
So an aspect of that could be, I mean, most cats are inclined to be curious, but this is more of a, this is very defining. So curiosity, you know, not incredibly defining.
No. Especially not in this game where everyone is supposed to be some kind of, like, you know, follower of a science.
Yeah, like an information seeker.
Yeah, being studious is not necessarily an outstanding trait of a Renaissance-era wizard. But being, I think we could say something about, like, if we're going to say that they have, like, some insatiable curiosity, then it would have to be outstanding among people who have dedicated their lives to studying things.
Now, I know we've done this before with a huge caveat, but technically we would not be the ones doing this. It would be on the player once they played as this cat. What if this cat was curious about transmuting themselves into a human. Like, they have all of the information down, they can do the science, but they want to, maybe they just want opposable thumbs, you know?
They want to be a real boy.
Yeah. It's like transmuting living beings. Now, I don't know if that's too dark.
Okay. I think that's a goal is the thing. That's a goal.
That's true.
We could work with a goal.
Okay.
So I think it could be something like, I want to be a real boy, or like, I wish I had opposable thumbs, or, you know, something like that along what you were saying.
Mm-hmm.
Or even, I want to navigate or I want to make myself navigate the human world better.
Ooh, that's a good one. That's a good way to describe it.
Right. Wherever the motivation is coming from, like if they want to be human, then I feel like it literally want to be human. I think I want to be a real boy would be a good one. If they want to be able to do their work better, opposable thumbs might be sufficient. But if it's somewhere in between, then wanting to navigate the human world at a higher level might be good.
I think I want to be a real boy is very... I think it could lean into a lot of like things for their character, you know? So I think we should go with that.
All right. Well, if you specifically are happy with it, then that's good enough.
If you are unhappy with it, I'm willing to go down and just do...
No. We need you to be happy with the choice.
Okay.
All right. So we have a goal. Welcome to the mid-roll. We have mid-roll for you.
We have hopefully a shorter mid-roll for you today. We're just going to try to burn through some stuff. Starting with our start page. Our start page is a place where you can find all of our links to basically everything, up to and including the show and the hosts. And you can type literalcatpod.start.page into your browser bar, and you'll find all those links. You get links to stuff like our email, all of our socials for the show, and including all of our socials for both Joel and I.
Yep. You can find all that stuff at the start page. What you won't find at the start page, though, is a link to a place to review us. You're going to have to find that on your own.
You can usually find that on whatever device or app you're listening on.
Yeah. Especially if you're using iTunes or Spotify, or I guess they got rid of Google Podcasts, didn't they? It's YouTube Music as of today.
Oh, surprised it's not just called YouTube Podcasts.
Well, I mean, you would think, right? But no, apparently not.
But yeah, make sure to give us a good rating or a good review. We would love to hear your guys' thoughts.
Yep. We like to consume the stars from the 5-star ratings, and we have yet to see a, review. So if anyone wants to sit down and say a few words about us in a rating, you could just pretend that you're a professional critic for a moment, write literally less than a paragraph, and you would be the coolest person ever.
Oh, yeah.
Or if you are a professional reviewer, hey, reach out. We'd love to talk.
Yeah, love to hear some thoughts.
Yeah, but ratings and reviewings really are the best way to get the word out there about us. The second best way, depending on your point of view, would be to include one of the characters from the show in your game, which you can do by going to bit.ly/literalcatpod, where you will find a Dropbox folder with cats from this and every previous episode as a player sheet.
Yep. You can gather as many of them as you want and play them in all of your different TTRPG games. Send them to your friends to have them in their games, you know. You know somebody that's running a game that we've done, send it over to them. Just to be like, hey, check this out. Then they'll be like, oh my gosh, where'd you get that? And you'd be like, oh, there's actually this really cool podcast. Anyway, you get the idea.
Yeah, it works exactly like that.
Lastly, you can find us if you want to interact with the show a bit more and have some input on the show. You can go to patreon.com/badgertrove, where you can find different tiers of support. And I think speaking of tiers of support / getting involved with the show, Joel, do we have some news? Did we announce that last pod?
Technically, yes, but we didn't actually know who won when we did the episode. I had to go and edit it in post. But we know for sure now, Wild West Winter is going to be the seasonal theme of 2024 and the start of 2025, technically.
Fun stuff. Okay, I'm a little biased. That's the one I was hoping would win. Shout out to the 2 people who who got the Patreon literally just to sway the vote. You guys are real ones.
Yep.
So yeah, I'm excited for Wild West Winter.
Oh, that reminds me. One of our new patrons has not, I'm not going to name names, but one of our new patrons has not responded to my message about getting them calendar access. So, yeah.
I see. Well, you know who you are.
Anyway, yeah, so, Wild West themed games. We need them. We know Deadlands. Someone on Blue Sky sent me some recommendations. Let me pull those up real quick. Well, I've not, checked any of these, so, bear with me if they aren't, the right format. Let's see, we've got, a couple of people have recommended a game called Owl Hoot Trail.
Oh?
We've got GURPS Old West, Haunted West.
They did an Old West for GURPS?
Boot Hill. Apparently.
Huh.
Far West. Sidewinder D20. Aces and Eights. In the Light of a Setting Sun. And of course, as I've already said, Deadlands. The Savage Worlds. Wild West hack. I've wanted an excuse to do that one for a while. So, yeah, we got it.
Now you got one.
So Deadlands definitely happening. We'll have to curate these other games. And if you have other suggestions that you think are cooler than the ones that I just named out, let me know.
Feel free to shoot us some replies over on Blue Sky, Twitter, wherever.
That's all at Literal Cat Pod, which you can find from the start page. Anyway, Avalon, you want to tell us what you've been up to lately, if anything? Or just plug your social?
You can follow me on Twitch, Twitter, Tumblr, and TikTok at Avalon Alchemist. I have not been doing anything recently because I've been sick as hell. So I will get back into the swing of it, though, I promise. There's going to be more streams and everything here within the next couple of weeks.
And by that, he means that he has been, actually ill. Not that he's been sick as hell, as in... You know what I mean.
Joel, I'm always sick as hell. In that sense.
Yeah, but he's also sick as hell.
Yeah, if you can hear
the other
my voice.
Quite possibly.
What about you, Joel? What you got?
I am still trying to organize a playtest among my personal social circle, as well as, trying to organize one for the show of Silent Mayhem Under Springfield Playtest Edition, which is, if you haven't heard somehow, the Powered by the Apocalypse one-shot heist game where a bear, mouse, cat, and human work together to steal cheese from the actual U.S. government.
Genuinely incredible.
So anyway, yeah, another thing, you could reach out to us via our email you figured out how to find me, probably. If you go to jholland.start.page, you'll find my personal links. Anyway, I think that's enough from us. Let's let y'all get back to the episode.
I want to see, I lied. I want to see some examples just to kind of get a better idea.
Alright, definition of an aspect. I think it starts on page 93 here in the PDF.
Man, that is so far down. Okay, yeah. Aspects are statements of significant fact about something in the game world describing what's unique and noteworthy about whatever it's attached to. Aspects affect the story because they're always true. Think of aspects as attributes that influence the narrative and often interact with the rules. Okay, I think we've done that with the first one.
Yeah, for sure. Usually, every other Fate game I've ever looked at has given, a list, a big list of aspects. And this one doesn't seem to have that.
Yeah.
But that's okay. I think that's okay. We can work out the high concept of this character. We've already kind of done that. And we've gotten a goal for this character. So now we have something to work with.
Yeah.
Right? We have a way forward. So, like, we know this cat is kind of reclusive. They play fast and loose with the rules of alchemy, and their goal is to eventually make themselves more human.
Yes.
So what's something else we could potentially determine from that?
Dang. All the things I'm coming up with is just, like, are basically just how the game works. Because I'm like, obviously this cat would, like, want more knowledge and to be, like, creating things constantly. And it's like, yeah, that's what you're supposed to be doing.
Oh, actually, we could work with that.
Yeah.
Creator of cat conveniences.
See, I was thinking about that earlier, and I was like, I don't know if that's too specific. But yeah, like...
I think you saying something earlier gave me that idea combined with what you just said. But I think we could work with that. Their focus is on making it so they can navigate the human world easier, eventually being more human. But I think in the meantime, they are making things to help them navigate better.
Yes. I think that works a lot. What's a good short way to phrase that?
I think just creator of cat conveniences is probably...
Fair.
It's kind of a pithy, alliterative thing.
Yeah. I'm a big fan of alliteration.
And we get one more, right?
Yes, we get one more.
I think, even with all that, it might be true, though, that since we have the interspecies language barrier, even with all of our conveniences that we make, in order to work with humans now, I think maybe we need our human assistant Suki.
Okay, so...
Sorry, I was just pulling the name of one of your cats.
So, followed by a human assistant, or are we, like, working in tandem with this assistant, or are they working for us?
I think we can just say human assistant Suki.
Okay, there we go.
All right, and that's our 3 aspects.
There we go, we did it.
Which does kind of give us our player, at least, a second character that they have to roleplay.
Yeah.
But hey, that one can actually communicate with the rest of the party, so...
Yeah, there you go. Okay.
It's gonna be fun. First session, just a woman showing up with a cat to the function and being like, no, actually, I'm the apprentice. This is my boss who I'm holding right now.
My master. He's here. He's in this cat carrier.
Yeah.
He'd be walking around.
Yeah, for sure. Step 4 is skills. Take it away.
All right. A list of skills is found on page 109 in chapter 8. But your character starts with skills at the following ranks. 1 at great, 2 at good, 3 at fair, and 4 at average. Any skill you did not choose and assign a rank to is assumed to be at mediocre. And in order, these are great +4, good +3, fair +2, average +1, and mediocre 0. Skills generally determine what your character can or can't do, or whether they are successful in an action. Basic rundown.
Go to page 114 and we'll find that skills table.
Okay. Wow. We got a lot of these.
Yep.
Let me see if I can do this in one breath. We have academics, alchemy, archery, astrology, athletics, burglary, contacts, crafts, deception, empathy, fighting, investigation, lore, notice, physique, provocation, rapport, resources, writing, seafaring, shooting, sorcery, stealth, theurgy, warcraft, will, and witchcraft. And I still have breath to spare.
Nice. So we get one of these as a +4. I feel like there's an obvious answer, but...
There's a very obvious answer, I think.
Are we taking the obvious answer?
I feel like we kind of have to. It's
all right. Alchemy +4.
Yeah, it's just what makes sense.
Yep.
I know we don't typically do cats for stats, but you know, when it's there.
Yeah.
Okay. Academics, I feel like, is another good one. I feel like that has to be either at least a +1.
Good or fair.
Yeah.
Let's say good.
Good.
And I want to do athletics for our other good.
Makes sense.
We are...
a cat.
We are, hypothetically at least, a nimble creature.
Yeah. Now, there is a favorite of ours on this list, too.
Yeah, burglary.
Burglary.
I'd say, let's do +1.
Okay.
We have our natural affinity for crime, but we're not, like, actively pursuing it as a career.
Yeah, you know, it's just something we do in our free time.
Mm-hmm. For stealth, that might be a good +2.
Stealth, I think, yeah. We can go ahead and give that to one of our fair slots. Stealth?
So we've got 2 more at fair and 3 more at average.
Yes. I kind of think we should put investigation, perhaps? Or...
Okay.
I'm not sure. Is there a description of this? Skill descriptions.
Let's see. There's a skill descriptions on page 115 in the PDF.
Let me go down. I want to see what will is, because if it's what I'm thinking, the will skill represents your character's mental fortitude the same way that physique represents their physical fortitude. Religious training can develop a character's will, as can formal academic training or general life experience. I think that this cat has pretty good will, because, you know, it takes a lot to study and become good at the craft. So I think, should we give that a +2, you think?
Yeah, let's say he's fair at it.
Okay. He's got good will.
I want deception to be at least a +1.
Okay. +1 I think definitely works. I don't know if we could give that to a +2. I don't know how deceiving this cat is.
We can't talk. We can't talk, so our limits for deception are a little limited.
Yeah. But it does have deception does have a good use in terms of, like, I mean, it's a cat. You can quite literally deceive people.
Yep.
Like, you know, you can come off as a lot dumber than what you are just because you're a cat.
For sure. Fighting, you think that would be a good +1?
That's a good question. On one hand, I want to say yes, but on the other hand, I'm like, how much fighting does this cat think about?
Fair.
I think we could put it at a +1, at least. Just because, you know,
all right.
There's probably been some fights they've gotten into throughout wizard school or science school.
I feel like we gotta have contacts, considering we've made an apprentice or an assistant into one of our aspects.
Yes, I was thinking about that. So, do we want that to be our last +2, you think?
I mean, we may as well, unless you see something better.
Not really.
Okay.
I think context works. And we have one last +1. Ooh.
I'm thinking either empathy, investigation, or notice. Is notice... I'm assuming notice is just, like, noticing things. Let me double check that.
Yep. That's the first line of that says, the notice skill involves just that. Noticing things.
Alright. I'd say that's our thing.
Okay.
Someone else can make this cat empathetic.
Truly.
Alright.
Alright, what is our next step?
Spells.
Would you like to read this one?
Yeah, sure. Your science has a spell list, which you can find in Chapter 5 or as a free download from the Magonomia website. We'll just go to Chapter 5. Thank you. Some spells belong to more than one science. Spells are rated by degree, with higher degree spells having more impact on the story and requiring more skill to cast. Every spell has a detailed description on Chapter 12, and rules for casting spells are found in Chapter 11. For starters, we just need the list of spells, probably, which is Chapter 5. We'll probably be jumping between 5 and 12 quite a bit, but we'll worry about that when we get there.
One other thing for spells. At character creation time, your wizard gets the following spells from your science's spell list. General Divination, which is for everybody. 1 4th degree spell, 2 3rd degree spells, 3 2nd degree spells, and 4 1st degree spells. That's a lot of spells.
Mm-hmm. So I guess everyone gets a little bit of divination. And we get 1 kind of high level spell, 2 3rd level spells, 3 2nd level spells, and 4 level 1 spells. Or spell slots.
So many at level 1. Or 0.
Well, this is not Dungeons and Dragons,
True.
So we can actually be good wizards at the start of the game.
Yeah, you're not starting out fresh out of school.
What was it, Chapter 8 that had the list of spells? Yes. Chapter 8's Alchemy, Magical Science. Here we go. Well, this doesn't have the spell list there, like it said it would.
It said, wait, skills. Was it Chapter 8 or was it Chapter 5?
Oh, no, it was Chapter 5, my bad.
I was like, wait, hold on a second.
Here we go. Science of Alchemy. Player characters only have one science. Applying an alchemy. Limitations of alchemy. This might be good to know, for our audience to know. Potions require physical contact with the subject, the person or thing being affected. Alchemy spells don't work at long range, though some potions can be thrown in fragile flasks to deliver the spell on contact. So I guess we do make potions.
Sweet.
So yeah, we're really gonna need our assistant, in order to do anything, because one of the reasons to avoid alchemy is if you want magic that solves problems directly without the need to use human skills, alchemy is not for you.
Incredible. We have made the perfect mistake.
Good requests.
This person 100% read that and was like, "Oh, they need to do this."
Oh, they didn't choose this game specifically.
Oh, that's right.
It had to be an alchemist. We could have done Pathfinder or Ars Magica for all they cared.
That is fair. All right. Well, let's take a look at these alchemy spells. General Divination, I believe, is already on the character sheet. Yes.
Cool. So we don't even have to fill that in. That was very nice of them.
Yep.
Let's see. So our spell options are Aphrodisiac, Burning Water, Discernment of Matter's Virtue, Elixir of Alertness. Is there like a table or something that tells what these symbols mean? Okay, Grand Enchantment, activation costs a fate point. So like if you see a star next to it, activation costs a fate point. If you see a little circle with a line next to the name, like Universal Solvent, it's a Grand Enchantment. If you see the Roman numeral 2 looking thing, that expends an occult token. And if you see the lightning, it's fast. So no on-stage preparation is required.
Gotcha.
Which is good for us.
Yeah.
So
yeah, we get one.
Yeah.
Wait, we get 4 first degree spells, right?
I think it's the same way as it was with the, what are they called? Skills. So like 4 at level 1, 3 at level 2, 2 at level 3, and 1 at level 4.
Okay.
I think Discernment of Matter's Virtue would be a good one. Even if it's something that like we'd need, like it's not a fast spell, but it's one that I think would make sense for our character to know.
Yeah, that makes sense. You know, understanding more about how things work, or just understanding their environment.
Mm-hmm. Let's see. Think our cat would know how to make aphrodisiacs, or
maybe?
Out, damn Spot. Remove stains and soil from anything. Which is a potion.
That's hilarious. They just pull out a fucking Tide speed stick or whatever it's called.
Yep. This cat invented the Tide speed stick. Let's see. How many level 1 spells do we have again?
We currently have 1. We have
left.
We have 3 left.
Okay. I like Burning Water, I think.
Yeah, I also like Burning Water. I think that's a fun one.
Okay. Yeah. Doesn't burn anything else, but will ignite itself quickly.
That's just like a fire potion.
It is a potion.
Yeah. Is that the activation type?
The lightning symbol is that, I don't know.
8 point spins an occult token fast. Okay, no onstage preparation. Okay, so yeah, lightning bolt means it can just be done.
Yep.
Cool.
I am trying to find, because there's supposed to be a thing about, you're asking about activation type, right?
Yes.
Alright, let's see if I can find that.
That's just because there's a spot for it on the character sheet. It says activation, duration. That could not even be a thing.
Yeah, no, yeah, okay. So that's just, yeah, it's the instantaneous activation.
Okay, gotcha. Okay. Also, some of these seem so random, like Grandmother Bolton's Miracle Hair Tonic. The subject grows thick head of facial hair for a while, causes temporary baldness.
So you get a thick head of hair, but then you are bald during the cooldown. That's the cooldown effect of this spell. Is
you just go bald for a little bit.
So if you need a good disguise that requires a lot of facial hair, this is gonna get you there. But you gotta get out before it wears off.
Nice.
Also, do not use this on the cat itself, or you will be looking at a sphinx.
Yeah, for real. I like Visions of Reverie. I think that could be an interesting one. A potion causes a willing subject to vividly relive a memory.
Yeah, that could be good. You think this cat would know how to brew alcohol?
Does this cat know how to party? Let's find out.
Is this cat funding its operation with a microbrewery? Because we have a spell option called Water of Life, which is distilled alcoholic beverages.
I think that would be something that this cat learns to, like, keep people around, you know? Be like, hey guys, check this out. Boom.
Again, I think this could be how he funds his operations, his research, his sciences.
Yeah.
Pays his assistants paychecks.
I think that works. Which one's that? Water of Life?
Yep. It's our last first degree spell option anyway.
Incredible. Okay. Now we have 3 second degree spells. Let's see what we got here. Balm of Protection from Fire, Breath of Purity, Dreams of the Lotus Drought, Dyes of the Sage, Essence of Allure, Facsimile of Youth, Fog in a Bottle, Nicholson's Marvelous Foot Balm, Pyrotechnics, hello, Tampering with the Temperament, and Tonic Against Poisons.
Yeah, this cat definitely prepares itself antitoxins for its experiments on itself.
Oh, yeah. That makes a lot of sense.
Yeah, I think, I'm going to be drinking something that could turn me into a human or kill me. If it looks like it's gonna be the second one, you need to feed me this.
Yeah. I need you to help me out, please. Alright. I really like Fog in a Bottle.
Yeah, that one seems fun.
I just think that'd be fun to have.
For sure.
Let's do it. Instantly fill an area with thick fog potion. This is one of those smashing potions. And one more.
Facsimile of Youth. I think it's potentially something that this cat would have come across in its experimentations.
Yeah.
Suki has definitely been made to drink this one. Make a person look up to 20 years younger and act immature.
Just becomes a teenager and again is like, dude, this is stupid. Alright, absolutely. And this one is instantaneous. Okay, now we have 2 level 3s. 3rd degrees.
Aqua Regia, an acid that can dissolve obstacles or your opponent's weapon.
Oh?
That one sounds fun. It's not an instant effect, is the thing.
Oh.
Elixir of Vitality, restore 2 physical stress boxes, or remove a mild consequence related to fatigue or weakness. That might be a good one.
I like the Elixir of Wisdom, too. The subject gains the aspect Supernatural Insight. Sounds like it could be fun.
Yeah. Mirror of Transformed Gender. Change a person's gender expression and optionally physiological sex. Can be made permanent.
Incredible. Do you think the cat would have also come across this one in their making of potions?
Which one?
The Mirror of Transformed Gender.
Oh, I think anything to do with direct human transformation, they've probably experimented with.
Absolutely. I think this is one we should put on just for the sake of character development.
Yeah, for sure.
There's so many other good ones on here too, though.
I mean, we get 2.
Yes.
So we can pick one more.
I still also really like Aqua Regia, if you want to do that one.
Yeah, the destroy opponent's weapon. Probably is come in handy for other reasons.
Oh, absolutely. Let's do it.
Let's do it. That one's funny.
It's like this cat that's like, I don't want to fight you. Take this, idiot. They're just like, what does this do? It's like, you'll find out.
After dodging sword swipes and gunshots for a minute, gun just falls apart, sword just melts.
They're like, oh shit.
And then we get one of the number 4s.
Oh boy. Alright, let's take a look at this list. We've got
we've got some options here. Armor of Achilles. Enchant a person's skin to be as tough as plate armor.
Wow. Requires a hot bath and leaves one spot unprotected. That makes sense.
Yep. Enable 2 people. Communion of... Oh. Okay, that's not going to be useful for us. Never mind. I was looking at communion of voice in mind, but I don't...
As soon as I saw that, I was like, uh-oh. Our character concept may have just crumbled. But I think we're good.
Yeah, I don't think it has, though. I think we're good. Dust of Slumber. Just instant sleeping dust.
Sleep powder. Strength of 10 men.
That was the first one I saw. Grant you fantastic physique for 1 turn, which is a +6.
Dang.
Yep. Stardust. I'm curious about this one. Bestow the extra star quality, making a person glamorous and magnetic, or aid in the casting of astrology spells. One or the other.
Requires fragments.
I mean,
of
if you've
fallen
got an
star.
astrologer on your team,
That's true. Ooh.
you can make someone invisible with the Fern Seed Potion.
Yeah, I was looking at that too. Invisible to the mortal eye. Oh, these are all so good. I don't know which one I want.
Okay, I'm really torn between, like, if we knew for a fact that we were going to have an astrologer in the party, Stardust would be a no-brainer, but I am torn between Strength of 10 Men, Dust of Slumber, and Fern Seed Potion.
Yeah. Oh, man.
I don't think this cat would have come up with the idea for a potion that requires a hot bath.
Yeah, no. Ooh. I think...
Want to roll for it?
Yeah, we can. So,
Okay.
what are our options
I think,
again?
like, you got a D6.
I do have a D6.
If you got a D6, our options are, let's say 1 to 2 is Dust of Slumber, 3 and 4 is Fern Seed Potion, and 5 and 6 is Strength of 10 Men.
Okay. Alright, let's roll, see what we get. I got a 4, so Fern Seed Potion it is.
Invisibility!
Invisibility! Let's go!
Yeah. I mean, this cat's a recluse. We've established this. I think it would like to not be seen sometimes.
That is a very good point. Fern Seed Potion. Now, where do you find fern seeds? Do you find those where the red fern grows?
Probably.
Sorry, everybody.
I don't know. You want to stay away from that. That's don't dogs hang out there?
Sadly, they do. We've just given probably a lot of the listeners some poor memories occurring.
Yeah, book readers out there are mad at us for reminding them of that.
I'm so sorry to all of you.
So that's our spells.
That's our spells.
Refresh.
Okay. Your character's refresh score is the number of fate points they start with at the beginning of each session. If you ever end a session with more fate points than your refresh score would give you, you get to keep the higher total. Player characters start with 3 refresh. That goes right here on the sheet.
Yep. Next
step.
Stunts. We haven't discussed stunts yet in this rule book, but they are a common fate thing. Stunts are... I added that part that was not in the book. Stunts are special tricks that a character performs using a skill. Stunts grant some extra benefit from the skill or alter some other game rule to work in the character's favor. You get 2 to start with, which you can fill in at any time.
Alright.
So they don't tell us where to find more info on stunts, but let's see. Stunts let the character do something unique or distinctive compared to other characters. 2 characters can have the same rank in a skill, but can have different stunts that give them very different benefits. Each stunt is associated with a specific skill. You don't need to have a high rating in the skill to take its... Okay, so the stunts are associated with skills.
Okay, let me look at the table of contents and see if they have a spot for stunts. Yes, skills and stunts.
I'm betting it's in chapter 5.
Page 1...
Or not 5, 8.
Yes, page 110 in the book, which is page...
Would be 115.
Yep, 115. Okay. Stunt is a special trait possessed by your character that changes the way a skill works for them. Stunts indicate some special privileged way that a character uses a skill, unique to whoever has that stunt. Okay.
The alchemy, like the sciences don't have like stunts associated with them. That was what I was looking at because we did make our alchemy a +4.
Yeah.
But we could do, what are our +3s?
Our +3s are academics and athletics, and I was looking at academic stunts here.
Okay.
We have cartographer, lawyer, library access, leechcraft, polyglot, polymath. Polyglot, your character is fluent in 3 additional languages, and you can take this stunt more than once.
Nope, not allowed to have
allowed.
that. Under athletics, we've got some options here. We've got skilled climber, +2 to climbing related actions with or without a rope. Oh, there's more up above. I just don't like these. overcome, create an advantage, attack, and defend. Those are all, I think, just the basic
Yeah.
moves. So, okay, no, I was looking at the stunts. Okay, skilled climber, +2 to climbing-related actions with or without a rope. Experienced wrestlers, +2 to actions that involve wrestling, throws, or hold. Don't think we can do that one. We're too small. Cat-like grace, +2 to traverse rooftops, ledges, and similar precarious terrain. Or a good throwing arm. Don't think we can do that one either.
I feel like cat-like grace is a little on the nose, but also, yes, we would be. That skill probably would be unique to our character in a session where this character is played.
Yeah, I would agree with that. We can take cat-like grace. Why not?
Let's see, stunts. Now, if we see something else that we like over cat-like grace, since it's a little on the nose, I think we'd be able to just kind of like put it off to the side.
I wouldn't want to go lower than +2 if we're taking a stunt.
Gotcha.
So we can also take just a second athletic stunt, I think. So if we wanted skilled climber as well, then we could. But let's see, we've got burglary. What are our +2s?
The +2s are contacts, stealth, and will.
Let's look at stealth. Actually, contacts is right here. I'll just look at it real quick. Grateful clients, reputation precedes you, rumor monger, and infamous.
Interesting.
Grateful clients. You can pay a fate point to declare a story detail of an NPC who is willing to do you a reasonable favor, provided you can justify how that NPC was once a client of your magical or professional services. So if anyone's bought alcohol off of us, then...
Oh. I like rumor monger too. +2 to create an advantage to create or discover rumors. I feel like people wouldn't be too concerned about what they're talking about with a cat in their presence. You know, they just probably wouldn't think anything of it. So finding rumors would be really easy.
Yep. Infamous. You can use contacts instead of provocation to create an advantage based on the sinister reputation your character has cultivated.
Oh, Jesus.
I don't know about that one, actually.
I don't think our cat's evil.
No. They're just avant-garde with alchemy.
Yeah.
Which is probably not safe. But
maybe not, you know. But I feel like they do it to themselves more than others, you know what I mean?
Yeah. But all the knocking things into other things. That's how we do all of our stuff. Let's see. What was... We were looking at stealth?
Stealth and will.
Potentially.
Yeah, are the next... are our other +2s. Face in the crowd. +2 to any stealth roll to blend into a crowd. What a crowd means will depend on the environment. A market square requires more people to be crowded than does a small alehouse. Ghost of the Woods. +2 to stealth rows in forested environments, including actions to avoid being tracked. There's a parallel stunt called Ghost of the Mountains, but not one for more open kinds of terrain. Okay. There's no Ghosts of the Meadows stunt. And then finally, slippery target. Provided you're in darkness, underbrush, or fog, you can use stealth to defend against ravage attacks from enemies who are at least one zone away.
Oh, that's good. That's good, actually, because we have a spell that creates fog.
That's actually insanely good for us. Do you want to take that?
Let's do it.
All right. That's like an immediate get out of jail free card.
Yeah. No one can shoot us.
We're not there.
We'll just drop a fog potion and get out of there.
All right. So those are 2, what are they called? Stunts. So that was 7. 8th step.
Vital statistics. So, we're almost done. There are just a few more routine housekeeping matters remaining to complete your character sheet. Part 1 of which is fate points. Your character's fate points are equal to their refresh score. So we get 3 to start with. If you get more fate points than that number, then it's like refresh. You can keep the extra. So is there a place on the character sheet to mark that, just in case?
Fate points... I don't think so.
Well,
I
guess people will just know.
I'll just throw it in one of the boxes they give us.
Yeah, we got an extras, curses, and notes box right there, so we can throw it on that. That's fine. Stress and consequences. We don't have to worry about that. Also, don't think we have to worry about the consequences. A consequence is a special kind of aspect that defines some lasting... Yeah, we don't have any of those to start with, I don't think. But, okay, we do have some stuff to note. If our physique skill is +5 or better, you gain an additional mild consequence slot so we don't have to worry about that. If our will skill is 5 or better, you gain an additional mild consequence slot for mental consequences. Our will is not that good.
I don't think we're even allowed...
Nothing is that good at the start of the game.
we're not even allowed a +5 yet.
Yeah. All characters are fluent and literate in English. Well, we're literate. Yep. We can also be fluent in one additional language for free as long as the language makes sense for the character's background.
Doesn't.
We speak cat.
Oh, yeah, cat. That makes sense, yeah. That makes sense for our extra language.
Mm-hmm. Sorry, we're breaking the every PC speaks English rule.
All PCs speak, read, and write English regardless of where the character is from. There's a very good reason for this. It's no fun if the PCs can't communicate with each other or with any of the NPCs they meet in England.
Well, again, people can tell this cat information which it will understand, but it will have a hard time communicating back. Part of why it wants to become a real boy.
Exactly. Okay. Equipment. Equipment is not a big deal in Magonomia. You don't need to write down all the arcane paraphernalia your wizard needs to cast spells. It's just window dressing. You can, of course, jot down what your character's wand is made out of, or what mystical symbols they wear as jewelry, if you enjoy the atmosphere they provide. If your character regularly carries weapons or wears armor, you should write these down, skip ahead to the weapons and armor tables in Chapter 9, and choose whatever seems appropriate for your wizard. I don't know that we would. Yeah, I don't think we'd be honestly clothed at all. That's kind of how cats do.
And extras also, I think we can skip extras. Finally, finishing touches. If you haven't already decided, you should give some thought to your character's gender and pronouns, age, ethnicity, national origin, and social class. So, let's see. National origin, I'm less worried about. If everyone's supposed to speak English, because we're, like, in England, then this is just an English cat. Why not? So pronouns, I think... Do we have a spot for that? I don't think we do.
I can just put it in description. What type of cat?
Okay. This is a he, they, I think.
Okay. I feel like there was more to that in the email than what you've let on.
I mean, we'll worry about that later.
Okay.
Let's see. I think it's time to, since we don't really have an ethnicity, we do have, like, a type of cat, though, right?
Yeah, we can do a type of cat.
I think this is an orange cat.
Okay.
Well, like a kind of rusty orange is what I'm picturing.
Yeah?
Yeah. Actually, one moment. I've got here a sample that they sent that we're supposed to use. Where did I save that? Here it is. Okay. So this hair color is what they think we should be going for.
Okay. Let me open this. For those listening at home, Joel has sent me a photo. Oh my lord. Wow, that's such an interesting color. I know exactly what photo this is from. It's my current Twitter profile picture.
Why would it be that?
Just a feeling. Specifically because I know what shirt I'm wearing, and I've seen that photo plenty of times because I see it every time I log online. So, does this person suggest that you make me into a cat?
The full suggestion from new patron, Blue Dav Rail. Sorry, I'm still messing up your name. Attempt to make Avalon as a cat without saying that's what you're doing. See how long it takes him to notice.
I'm not gonna lie. I was very suspicious around the aspects, and I didn't say anything. But I kind of assumed. And I just kind of went with it. But the entire time in the back of my head, I'm like, this is me. This is supposed to be me. Oh, that's incredible. Well, thank you for the suggestion.
So the cat's name is Avalon.
Okay, cool.
So yeah, the Avalon has rust orange kind of hair. Is there any other notable physical features about this cat that you want to throw out there at this time?
Physical features, just a, not a lot, but mental features, just a really good stand-up guy. Just the coolest cat you've ever met.
I mean, you can put that in the description if you want.
Nah, that's all right.
Okay. I think you should specify. This
is a cat.
So he, they, Rusty,
Cat.
Orange Cat.
That's not a C. That's an X. Okay.
All right.
Well,
And that's
that
another
is
cat.
another cat down. And my legacy.
So now I think both of your cats are on a character sheet from our
Yes.
show.
Which, honestly, only makes sense. They're here. And now forever embedded in the legacy of this podcast.
Yep.
I love those funky little guys.
Well, that was fun.
That was fun. I like this system. I think it's very interesting.
Yeah, me
I
too.
like the idea of just wizards being in real life, just chilling out there.
Mm-hmm.
I do. I know I say this a lot with a lot of the games we play, but I do really want to play a session or two of this.
Yeah.
And I
Well,
already
you got
have
your
my
character
character
made.
sheet. Yeah.
Just playing your self-insert OC.
That's how I play every RPG. My power fantasy is being cool and nice.
Fair enough. Well, that's Magonomia, everyone. I am pretty big fan of this system. Oh yeah, we broke two
Yep.
rules. The every PC has to speak English rule and the supposed to be human rule, which is not stated directly, but really heavily implied.
Yeah, pretty intended, but that's classic for basically any game we play.
This is true. With that out of the way, Avalon, do you have a cat pun for us? Also, you told me to remind you that you had a list of cat puns that you had saved
I
somewhere.
do. What does... Hold on, I'm trying to think of a good way to phrase this. What does a cat with a doctorate practice?
Alchemy?
Meowdison. There you go.
Thank you very much for listening, everyone.
Yep, have a good one.